Have you ever been shopping in a store and felt like something just wasn't right? Maybe you felt like someone was watching you, or maybe you noticed something strange happening in the aisles. Well, Walmart is a place where people go to find good deals, but it's also a place where some very creepy things have happened. You might be surprised at how many stories there are about bizarre encounters and eerie moments in Walmart stores. Are you ready to hear some true creepy Walmart stories? And by the way, if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling stories. Let's dive in. One night, a woman was shopping late at a Walmart near her home. She liked to shop at night because it was quieter and she didn't have to deal with long lines. But this night felt different. As she walked down the aisles, she noticed a man following her. At first, she thought he was just shopping like everyone else, but he seemed to be in every aisle she entered. She tried to shake him off by going to the other side of the store, but he followed her there too. The man didn't say anything. He just stayed a few steps behind her watching. Can you imagine how creepy that must have felt? The woman decided to go to the front of the store and wait near the registers. She thought it would be safer there since there were employees and other shoppers around. But even as she stood there, the man stayed close, pretending to look at items on the shelves nearby. Finally, she asked a Walmart employee for help. The employee walked her to her car and stayed with her until she drove away. The man didn't follow her out of the store, but she couldn't stop thinking about what might have happened if she hadn't asked for help. Have you ever felt unsafe in a store like that? Another story comes from a Walmart employee who worked the night shift. She was used to strange customers because, let's face it, late-night shoppers can be pretty unusual. But one night, something happened that she'll never forget. Around 2 a.m., she was stocking shelves in the toy section when she heard what sounded like a child laughing. At first, she thought a family might still be in the store, but when she looked around, there was no one there. The laughter continued, echoing through the aisles. It wasn't a happy laugh either. It sounded distorted, almost like it was coming from a broken toy. She checked the shelves to see if any of the toys were making the noise, but they were all turned off. The laughter stopped for a moment, and she thought it was over. But then she heard footsteps behind her. When she turned around, there was no one there. The store was supposed to be empty except for employees. So where were the footsteps coming from? She finished her shift as quickly as she could and avoided the toy section for weeks after that. Would you have stayed at that job after something like that? Here's another unsettling story. A man was shopping in the electronics section when he noticed a woman staring at him. She wasn't just glancing his way. She was full-on staring, unblinking, as if she was studying him. He tried to ignore her and move to another aisle, but she followed him. When he finally worked up the courage to ask if she needed something, she didn't respond. She just kept staring. Her eyes seemed glassy, almost lifeless, and her movements were stiff and unnatural. He decided to leave the store immediately. As he walked to his car, he looked back and saw her standing at the entrance, still staring at him. The man couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply wrong. He even checked his car to make sure no one was hiding inside before he drove home. For days, he felt like he was being watched, even when he was alone in his house. Do you think she was just a strange person, or could there have been something more sinister going on? Walmart parking lots can also be the setting for some truly creepy experiences. One night, a woman was loading groceries into her car when she noticed a van parked a few spaces away. The van's engine was running, but no one got out. She felt uneasy, so she hurried to finish loading her car. As she was putting the last bag in, the van slowly started to move closer. It stopped right behind her car, blocking her in. She panicked and tried to get into her car, but before she could close the door, a man got out of the van and started walking toward her. Luckily, another car pulled into the parking lot at that exact moment. The man stopped, got back into the van, and drove away. The woman was shaken and reported the incident to the store security, but the van was never found. Stories like this make you think twice about shopping alone at night, don't they? Not all creepy Walmart stories involve people. Some are about things that are much harder to explain. One customer reported seeing shadows moving on their own in the garden center. It was late in the evening, and the area was nearly deserted. At first, he thought the shadows were just tricks of the light, but then he noticed they were moving in ways that didn't make sense. They would dart across the floor and even climb up the walls, but there was nothing there to cast those shadows. The man decided to leave, but as he walked toward the exit, he felt a sudden chill. It was the middle of summer, and the air conditioning wasn't on. So where did the cold come from? He said it felt like someone was breathing down his neck. When he turned around, there was no one there, but the shadows seemed to gather in one spot, almost like they were watching him. Have you ever experienced something you couldn't explain like that? One of the strangest stories comes from a Walmart in a small town. Employees started noticing that items would go missing from the shelves, but they would always turn up in the same spot, a storage room that no one used. At first, they thought it was just a prank, but then they started hearing noises coming from the storage room. It sounded like whispers, but when they opened the door, the room was empty. Things got even creepier when one employee decided to set up a camera to catch whoever was moving the items. The footage showed something no one could explain. In the middle of the night, items would fly off the shelves as if an invisible force was throwing them. The camera even caught what looked like a faint shadow moving across the room. After that, no one wanted to go into the storage room alone. What do you think could cause something like that? These stories might make you think twice the next time you're walking through a Walmart. Whether it's strange people, unexplained noises, or mysterious shadows, it's clear that some very odd things happen in these stores. So, the next time you're shopping, pay attention to your surroundings. You never know what you might see or experience. And if you've ever had a creepy encounter at Walmart, we'd love to hear about it. Share your story in the comments below. If you enjoyed these true creepy Walmart stories, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We got plenty more terrifying tales coming your way. You won't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.